Okay, so we just heard from a free agent safety who said he would love to join the Eagles. We also talk about three underrated players who stood out during OTAs. Plus, Big Play Slay says no more Kelly Green, but did he really? Also, Devin White letting Vic Fangio know this is how he wants to be used. And Adam Rank says Kellen Moore is the perfect coordinator for Jalen Hurts. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. And today, as always, we got a lot to get into. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, can I ask y'all for a favor? Hit that like button for your boy, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell. Turn notifications on so you don't miss these videos. So let's get this out the way real quick. It's being reported that the Eagles will not wear Kelly Green in 2024 due to the fact that Big Play Slay was on Pulp Fiction's podcast and they asked him about it, and he said, no, we're not wearing it in 2024. However, it seemed to me like he was just guessing, chopping it up. They asked him a question, and he said he don't believe it. But people were taking it as he said, 100%, we won't be wearing Kelly Green in 2024. So, I had him on a podcast. I had to hit him up, and he responded pretty quick by saying, heck, I don't know. LOL. I would think they not bringing them out again until later in years. So again, like I thought, they were just chopping it up on the podcast. It's not a definitive answer. The Eagles were one of the main teams that voted for an extra helmet. So there's no way we're not going to be rocking Kelly Green in 2024, especially with them already getting the Kelly Green Saquon Barkley jerseys out. So don't worry, Eagle Nation, Kelly Green ain't going anywhere. As for Devin White continuing to show that he's becoming a leader in Philadelphia, he posted this to his IG all about the team with the word Eagles in between. He's definitely loving his time in Philadelphia, and it just began. Devin White had this to say about Vic Fangio's defense. If you're good at something, he's going to make sure he exploits it. If I'm good at rushing the passer and I show him I can win, he'll put a lot of things in to get it going. In camp, I've been trying to show him that. We all know that Devin White is going to help out this Eagles team sideline to sideline and in the middle of the field, especially in coverage. But I do think in a Fangio scheme, like he said he's trying to show him, he can rush the passer with the best of them. He's one of the best pass rushers at the linebacker position, so we're going to have to utilize that. And if you add that to a D-line that has so much potential, it's going to be dangerous. And I know people are down on Jordan Davis, but if he stays in shape like he did at the beginning of the season in 2023, remember, he was a bulldozer even with sacks. Staying with the defense, but moving back to secondary, over the weekend, the Eagles add another corner. Andrew DeSecco tweeted, veteran cornerback Perry Nickerson participated in the Eagles minicamp practice on a tryout basis. Well, he must have impressed because the Eagles signed him. He played in 5 games last season for the Dolphins under Fangio. At the end of the day, him being a Fangio guy, knowing the system, a veteran in the league, could be a good depth piece, but right now it is so stacked at the corner position, I don't know what's going to happen. We talked about it in Friday's video. Eli Ricks been running with the 4th team, and there was a play by Griffin Herbert, who's definitely not going to make the roster as a wide receiver, gave him the business. Now again, I'm rooting for Eli Ricks. Last year he played inside and outside, but we've seen him better as an outside corner, and again, it's just a stacked position out there. If he tries to go inside again, maybe it's an easier job, but it's getting stacked there too. Once again, Eli Ricks had some special moments last year. I'm hoping he can slip onto the 53-man roster. I just don't know how many corners we're keeping. If there ever was a year to skimp at a different position and try to keep as many DBs on the roster as possible, it is 2024. While we're speaking about cornerback, there was another free agent addition that isn't being discussed nearly enough. Tyler Hall, number 25, garnered some first-team nickel reps during spring practices and appeared fluid and reactive, showcasing sticky coverage and routinely driving on underneath routes. Hall, who in his career appeared in 31 games, has 6 starts, also offers positional versatility and appealing quality when parsing the roster. Rostering Hall would theoretically allow the Eagles to maximize Cooper DeJean's multi-pronged skill set, deploying him elsewhere while also providing a viable solution at nickel. Again, it's just a tough position overall, whether it's inside or outside. Let's go over some of the inside guys. Avonte Maddox, Tyler Hall, possibly Cooper DeJean, and we can't forget Sean Stevenson. So that's 4 outside guys. Who knows? Is Eli Ricks trying inside, outside? Again, Slay, Bradbury, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Isaiah Rodgers, Eli Ricks. So either or, inside, outside, is just a real tough position. You add Perry Nickerson into the bunch. We going to see. OTAs might have gave guys jumps and the coaching staff certain looks, but training camp is where the battle will really be won and lost. Lastly, on just the secondary, there's a safety, a free agent safety out there who wouldn't mind joining the Eagles right now.
Which NFL team or which NFL coach would have the easiest time calling you and saying, Chris, I need you to suit up, come here, play safety for me this season? Who's getting the yes?
Oh, man. Definitely I could go play with the Eagles. You know, they already have a veteran secondary. You know, I know Fangio's system. You know, I can learn it really fast, and if he's added anything new, and then, you know, having veteran corners. So I definitely think I could go up there and fit with those guys. Also, if they need some nickel work, go in there and play some nickel work. But I think that would be a good fit.
Knows Fangio scheme, can play nickel or safety. Hey, I wouldn't be mad at it, although Justin Simmons, another Fangio guy, sitting on the shelf. We are in the middle of June, not quite the middle, but June 10th, and he's still available. We got $25 million in cap space. Pick up the phone, Howie Roseman. Justin Simmons, if he's smart, would answer. As for a couple other guys who stood out during the OTA/minicamp, Andrew Dysecko tweeted, one of the Eagles I'm most looking forward to watching when the pads come on in late July is RB Will Shipley. Caught the ball extremely well as spring practices advanced. He showcased good short area quickness, and he got some juice. Again, like I said, I would give Kenny G the leg up now due to how much the organization knows and likes him, but I'm not counting Will Shipley out. He might be able to take over RB2, which would be crazy. Andrew also noted in his observations, I'd also add edge Julian Okwara to the list, as the veteran didn't look out of place when dropping into coverage. Also, if the intended practices are any indication, he appears to be trending towards a notable special team role, #Eagles. We talked about Okwara being a special team ace for the Eagles and also being utilized in a Fangio scheme like Andrew Ginkel, right? If they are going to put Zach Baum as the inside linebacker, we all thought Zach Baum was going to be the Andrew Ginkel. Maybe Julian Okwara can be the Andrew Van Ginkel who rushes the passer sparingly from different sides of the field and also drops back into coverage, which we know he can do in Detroit. So pretty much a situational player depending on the down and distance and what you want your defense to do. Since we're talking about rushing the passer, could Howie Roseman known that Hassan Reddick was going to hold out? That's why he took the 3rd round pick from the Jets, although it's not until 2026, I believe. NFL.com said this today. When approached Saturday by the New York Post, Ryan Dunleavy, for an interview, Reddick declined to speak. The veteran, who hasn't been around the team this spring but was wearing a Jet shirt at an event in Canton, New Jersey, did not respond when asked if he plans to attend minicamp. Wasn't there involuntaries, but their mandatory camp starts on Tuesday. This video will be dropping on Monday. So we're going to see if Reddick holds out for more money, which means that is most likely what he would be doing here. So Howie Roseman ahead of the curve. I know we didn't like the trade, and we still got to see how Bryce, Huff, and the rest of the young guys do. But, hey, Howie's always thinking. Lastly, I want to talk about what Adam Rank said about Jalen Hurts and how he might perform in 2024. Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback, but I've seen enough from Hurts over the years to believe he can bounce back this season. Hurts has a 112.8 passer rating on downfield passes, 10-plus air yards since 2022, the third highest mark in the NFL over that span, which fits nicely with Kellen Moore's affinity for taking shots. Philly might have to move away from the brotherly shove, not entirely, but I'll get into that in a moment. Overall, I really love Hurts' chances of bouncing back this season. Absolutely love what Adam Rank said, although we not really moving on from the brotherly shove unless Saquon is doing Saquon stuff. With all that being said, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Tall Podcast. Leave all your thoughts in the comment section on everything we talked about. Devin White season is loading. Muscle emoji in the chat if you got nothing to say. Also, do your boy a favor and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, and we're getting more and more people joining Notification Gang. Make sure you're part of Notification Gang. Until next time, you know what time it is. We out.